Hi, I'm Randall Winter with Randall Winter Construction, and since 1980 I've been working with homeowners and building owners like yourself, providing residential and commercial remodeling. We've been assisting people like you in discovering your vision for a new dream home and luxury office that gives your space an attractive look and a comfortable feel. We have repeatedly provided the highest level of quality and service as a result of our trained and proven expert craftsmen. If you'd like to learn more, or if you'd like to get a hassle-free estimate, please feel free to give us a call or visit us on the web at www.rgwinter.com. Thank you.
It's live from Augusta National, day 5 of our coverage. My thanks to my colleague John Stein for filling in for me yesterday, but I'm back. Dan Agnew here at the Signal offices. Vince Johnson joins us live at Augusta National from the media room.
Yes, I'm live in the media room around all sorts of working reporters. Day 2 of the Masters in the books. Friday, we've got Jason Day leading the Masters. Of course, a guy that you liked a lot last year, I think.
That's right. And then he dropped out, I believe.
And he dropped out due to an injury. Yep. He came back with a vengeance this year. He had a great round, best round of the day, 68. And Jason Day is a guy that definitely can, one of those young guys that can play well. He definitely could win this tournament. And of course, Freddie Couples tied for second right now with Mark Leishman. Couples, a great story again today. This guy's legit. I mean, you picked Fred Couples before the tournament. Last year, he was in contention. For the last 3 years, he's been in contention. I wrote my column about him today that was in the Signal. But, I mean, everything I've seen from Fred Couples, he's legit, right?
He knows. I mean, he's the veteran. You know, he doesn't even necessarily play all the other majors. But when it comes to the Masters, that's why I picked him. I mean, he's always in contention. He knows how to play this course.
Another guy that's up on the leaderboard had a great final few holes is Angel Cabrera. He, of course, won the Masters in 2009, and he's a guy that really can, the Argentinian, he's got a lot of flair, a lot of fire. You know, he's a guy that plays well at Augusta National. KJ Choi, the same way. He's at 3 under. Just a lot of players on this leaderboard that, you know, this weekend's going to hit, and it's wide open as to who can win this tournament at this point.
Yeah, well, and you know, one of the biggest stories, though, obviously, today, we were just talking about Guan Tin Long. Did I pronounce that right?
Guan Tin Long. It goes back and forth between whether you say his first name last or his last name first, but we're going with Guan Tin Long because that's what my paper that I got directly from Augusta National says. So that's what we're going with.
We should tell ESPN's Mike Tirico that, because they haven't figured that out yet. But
if I see him, I'll tell him.
Yeah,
Dan Agnew from the Signal. He'll know exactly who you are.
But it was a strange day for him, wasn't it? Because he technically shot a 74. That's how many strokes he took today. But
right.
Got counted for a 75. Why was that, Vince?
It's been the biggest story all day. He was put on the time clock at 12, I believe. He was given multiple warnings. I heard up to as many as 3. Ultimately, they gave him a 1-stroke penalty on the 17th hole for slow play. Now, there were, you know, you say it's the first time in the history of the Masters that this has happened, that they've actually given a 1-stroke penalty. They warn people all the time. They put people on the clock pretty regularly. But giving a 1-stroke penalty is a big deal, and it created a huge firestorm. Luckily now with Jason Day, luckily for I feel like everyone involved, now that Jason Day ended at 6 under as opposed to 7 under, it allowed Guan Tin Long to make the cut and move on. If he would have missed the cut because of his 1-stroke penalty due to slow play.
Outrage.
Outrage of a continent.
Yes.
Outrage of, it would have been, and probably not only the continent of Asia, but probably everywhere. I mean, Twitter might have blown up if Guan Tin Long didn't make the.
I mean, the whole world is rooting for this kid. He's 14 years old, and he's. I mean, just even in interviews and stuff, he's composing himself so well. It's amazing.
I saw tweets from Lil Wayne on Guan Tinlong's behalf, saying that the Masters messed up by giving him a one-stroke penalty. I found that to be rather hilarious.
Well, I don't know what your opinion is on it, but I feel like I'm a little bit, mad at the PGA. Like, really, you had to do this to this poor 14-year-old kid of all people?
Well, this was Augusta National, and this was, and I always, when I don't know which way to side on a subject, I normally go with Freddie Couples. And so we asked Freddie Couples what he thought about this situation, and he said, I feel bad for the kid, but he's playing in this event. The rules are the rules. If he took way too much time to play, then that's the way it is. And I did hear that there were completely two holes in front of him with no one on it because he was so far behind. And I heard it was always him, and he had just gotten into this routine where it was taking him 40 seconds every time he would try to hit a ball, and I heard that it was a little bit ridiculous. So hopefully now he's playing tomorrow and on the weekend. Hopefully he'll be able to speed up his play, and this won't be as much of an issue. But he's a 14-year-old kid, and he got put in timeout a little bit here today at Augusta National.
No doubt we'll see him in years to come. We haven't seen the last of Mr. Guan.
No doubt. But it was a fantastic day. We had a little rain this morning, but then it dried up, and it ended up being a nice day. I got a little sunburnt. I can see it right now.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that too.
Yeah. But what are you looking forward to tomorrow? I mean, I haven't had much time to analyze exactly how this field is going to shape up. How do you see this tournament playing out from this point on?
I woke up at 9 this morning, which is early for me to get me out of bed before noon, but I watched a lot of golf today, and it's hard to say. There was a lot of up and downs. Dustin Johnson looked like he was, going to maybe lead the field today. Then he falls apart. Tiger Woods, as you mentioned, he had a little bit of a rough finish. He's a couple strokes back.
Well, let me start with Dustin Johnson. I walked with Dustin Johnson on the back nine today, and he was playing with Fred Couples.
Yep.
And who's with Dustin Johnson but Wayne Gretzky and his daughter, Paulina Gretzky, who is the girlfriend of Dustin Johnson.
Oh,
they were both on the back nine. So I talked to the great one for a little while, asked him about Johnson's golf game, and and at this point in time, Johnson was leading the tournament. He was 7 under. It was on the 14th hole that I talked to him. I talked to Dustin Johnson's mom. She was talking to me about how he's always told her his entire life that he was going to come to Augusta National and he would be leading this tournament, and he was at that point. And so, in a way, I feel like I jinxed Dustin Johnson. Not going to say I did. Not going to say I affected the Masters, but I might have affected the Masters.
Because that's right when his round sort of fell apart, right there on the 14th hole.
He bogeyed 14. He double bogeyed 15. He was 3 over after that. He was 6 over his final
I think
5
he doubled
holes.
18 as well.
He doubled 18 as well. It was a rough time. I didn't get to speak to Dustin Johnson after the round. He took off, but it was a rough one for Dustin Johnson. Of course, Tiger, the big shot was his third on 15, where he hit a perfect shot by all accounts, and it hit the flagstick and caromed into the water. That's just bad luck. I don't know what to say about it other than this tournament would be looking a little bit different if that ball had not hit the flagstick and gone into the water. But
right.
Now, Tiger Woods, as I'm looking up the leaderboard, his name's not even on it. He is tied for 7th and 3 under par, but his name's not currently on the leaderboard.
The point is, though, he's in the hunt, and he played, you're right, he caught a bad break, but he played a really solid round today, and you got to feel like I feel like an idiot for not picking him in the top 5 because he's on his game this week.
He's absolutely on his game. He was dialed in all day yesterday when I watched him, and he was dialed in for most of the round today. He actually looked really good on the course, and I think that whatever he shot, 71, I think that's an unlucky 71. I think he played better than that today, and I haven't heard the quotes from him yet. I didn't actually talk to him because we're shooting this right now. But I thought that he played better than that. A couple other guys that are still in the mix that are big names that you'll probably hear about this weekend. you've got Lee Westwood, and you've got Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy comes back on the last few holes and gets to 2 under going into the weekend. He's just 4 strokes off the lead. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, the big three, out of the big three, Phil Mickelson's the only one that's kind of truly out of this one. So
truly out of it, and Dan Agnew has put on his Masters hat, which means it is time for us to go.
I thought it just meant I was stylish, but all right.
You're always stylish, Dan. You're always stylish.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, that's all we got for this edition of Live from Augusta National. We'll hit you up again tomorrow.
Hit you up, and then I will be here Sunday, of course, to wrap up the final round.
2 more editions over the weekend. Make sure and catch us right here, signalscp.com/masters. Okay. We'll see you then.
See you then. See ya.